Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is now time for the best real estate podcast online. It is time for Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live with Mike and Dave Elkins, presented by Elite Realty Group.
Let's talk some real estate. Let's get serious here just a little bit. We know you guys, again, really enjoy the real estate information side of the show that we give to you. And again, we try to give you good, relevant, up-to-date information to keep you informed about, again, your real estate happenings in your life. Whether you're a buyer, a seller, you know someone that's doing that. We try to give you good, relevant information on each and every show that we have so that you guys, again, are prepared when the time comes. Should you need any real estate advice, it's going to be here on the show. We always like to say this is not any legal advice. This is our opinions. This is just opinions. We give you these. If you want legal advice, see an attorney. If you want financial advice, we're not giving that today. We go see a CPA. We're just giving you our opinions, and you guys.
Good old boy advice is what I call it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So here's what we're going to talk about today. You'll want to pay attention to this. Some good information today, by the way, we're going to pass along to you. If you don't need this information, pass this along to people that you know that may need this information. Or when you do sell, you may eventually need this information one day also. But we're going to talk about today 4 things not to do. And I want to stress, not to do. 4 things not to do when putting your home on the market, putting it up for sale, listing it, whether you do that as a for sale by owner or you do that with a real estate agent. Here's some things that you don't want to do. We see mistakes made a lot of times, and when people put their home on the market, things happen, and it's mistakes that happen on their part. We try to, of course, advise them, but this show allows us to get the information out to the masses. So let's get started. Here's the first thing I'll talk about. We'll kind of go back and forth here since we've got 4. But here's the first thing that you shouldn't do. 4 things not to do when putting your home on the market for sale. The first thing is do not over-improve your house. We see a lot of people that have lived in a home for years, years and years and years. And they put the home on the market, and at that point in time, they want to start doing a bunch of improvements to the house. They want to start doing a bunch of upgrades, so on and so forth. And a lot of times we see people, now, don't get me wrong here, you want to do what needs to be done. You want the part of your house, again, people think your house is going to have a roof on it. It needs a good roof. They think the heat pump's going to work. We're not talking about those types of improvements, but I'm talking about, hey, I'm going to sell my house, and I've got an unfinished basement, and I'm going to go down here in the basement, and I'm going to put me an entertainment room. I'm going to put me a wet bar with a bunch of speakers, and, and they spend a lot of money on the house. And then they put it up for sale, and the buyers come in, and
they think, oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have to tear all this out. Or they spend so much money on the improvements that they can't actually get back out of it what they spent on the improvements.
Because not everybody wants a wet bar. Not everybody wants a, like you said, the
entertainment room or whatever. Now, again, don't confuse that with doing the things that need to be done.
Do what needs to be done.
If you've got repairs, that's what we should call them instead of improvement. But you've got repairs that needs to be made. Do the repairs. Get those done. But just improvements, adding on a sunroom, or I'm gonna tear out my whole kitchen just because I want to tear out my whole kitchen and put a new one in, and you spend all of that money. Then again, sometimes you can't get that back. You can't recoup back exactly what you put in that. We see that mistake made a lot of times. What it does with those improvements, again, not repairs, but improvements, it makes you have to get too much out of your house, and then it prices you out of the market. If you've paid attention at all over the last 25 episodes, we tell people price can hurt you bad. It can hurt you really, really bad. Again,
I'd say the biggest factor.
I think it's the biggest factor. With whether your house selling or not is the price. Again, because people know, hey, it's in my price range.
And no matter what range that's in, I'm not talking about just it has to be a cheap price.
No,
it's any range. I mean, people compare apples to apples, and if you're overpriced,
it knocks you out of the market. So again, when you look at 4 things not to do, don't over-improve. Do not over-improve. We see that happen quite often. And again, that's something that you don't want to do. So the first thing, 4 things not to do when putting your home on the market. The first thing is don't over-improve. Fix the repairs. Fix the things that you already have.
Fix them.
Fix those. Just don't over-improve. What's number 2?
Number 2 is don't over-decorate.
There you go. Big one. That's a good one, too.
Not everybody, and I know when I say decorate, I guess I'm going to go a little deeper and say, don't, not everybody wants. I've seen pink rooms, believe it or not, pink rooms have knocked people out of buying a house.
Right.
So be neutral,
right,
on stuff like that. Don't go crazy with the roosters or whatever. Again, that's your taste, but and everybody's entitled to that. But when you're going to put it on the market,
there you go,
kind of clear everything out, declutter. We've said that 100 times.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Here's what you got to think of. You put it on the market. What are you hoping happens?
You hope you sell it,
right? Yeah. So you're going to be packing up anyway,
right?
So you want to try to decorate. You don't want the walls plain. Don't get me wrong. Right. You want the house to be staged correctly, look good, so on and so forth. But don't over decorate the house. Kind of make it as neutral as possible. Now going back to if you got a pink room, you got a pink room.
Right.
No problem. No problem with that whatsoever. Keep that. Just again at your decorations. A lot of times people see your decorations instead of see the house that they're going to buy.
Right.
And a lot of times they can't get past the decorations.
Right.
How many homes have you went into and you're like, people, that I can't really see the house.
Right.
I can't see myself here.
Right.
The thing that's going to sell your house is the price and people seeing themselves.
They got a vision themselves.
They're in there. My couch is here. My mirror's on that wall.
Right.
This is my stuff sitting on the counters here in the kitchen, so on and so forth. They have to see that. So as much as you can personalize what you do, just don't over decorate.
Right. A lot of people go back to the paint thing. It's not that just it's a pink room, but I've seen a lot of people that says, I know I'm getting ready to put my house on the market.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and paint it because I know it needs to be painted.
Right.
And then they paint it like to their taste.
Sure.
Is what I'm saying. So you need to
a strong color.
You just make it a neutral color.
Absolutely.
If you're going to do the painting.
Yeah. If it needs painted, paint it neutral.
If it needs painted, like you said, do the repairs, but do it and do everything neutral.
Absolutely. Because again, people's going to come in and see that, and they got to visualize themselves there.
And anytime they see work, it puts a little fear in them.
It puts fear in, but it also takes your price down. They may still take the house.
Right.
They may look at it and say, hey, I'm going to paint it. I'm going to do whatever.
Yeah.
But they look at it and say, okay, now I'm going to have to spend X amount of dollars to do my stuff.
Right.
So I'm going to ask them to drop that on the price.
Yeah.
So
very good point here by Karen. She said a lot of decorating takes away the bones of the house because people are looking at the decor instead of what could be done with the home.
Absolutely.
Very
good point there. Just so the first two, don't over improve. We're talking about 4 things today not to do when putting your home on the market. The first one was don't over improve. The second one is don't over decorate. The third one is, this is a good one here by the way too. The third one is when you have showings, don't hang around.
Don't
hang around. This is another reason, by the way, too, to use a licensed realtor, a real estate agent, to again list your home, but have those realtors be showing the home too.
Right.
That's just a sidekick for us realtors, a good reason to use them, but don't hang around.
Right.
Here's why would we say that?
Well, I think we've said this before in the past, but it just makes the buyers extremely uncomfortable.
It does. It really does.
Now, there is situations where that can't happen, and we all understand that.
I totally agree.
But, we're
not talking about the 1 in a million. We're talking about the million in a million.
Right. So, yes, just, get everybody gathered up and just leave for a little bit. You know, I tell people a lot, if it's not me personally showing it, I tell the other agents my people will be waiting.
Sure.
So call me when you leave the house. Text me when you leave the house, and I can call my people and say, come on back, they're gone.
Absolutely. And then that way you can go back. Now, if you can't totally leave the premises, go out in the backyard.
Right, go down the basement, go out the garage.
Walk around.
Go outside.
Somewhere. But again, give them the comfort. Because honestly, they want to open doors. They want to look in your closets.
They want to look in cabinets.
They want to see all that stuff.
And they're a whole lot tight-lipped, I guess so to say.
Absolutely.
If you're there, they feel like they're coming in on your stuff.
They feel rushed.
Right.
You know, you don't want them to feel those things. So again, if you can, don't hang around. Don't hang around. That gives them comfort. You want them. Trust me when I say this. You want them to take their time.
Yes.
You want them to spend time in your home because the longer that they're in there, the better that typically is for you.
And if you have to stay there, again, I'm going to say that, but if it's just not possible, you have to stay in the house. A lot of people think they're doing a favor by following them around and explaining. Yeah. Just kind of stay on the couch and let them go. You know, let them go, because when they get out of your sight, they're going to be a whole lot more open.
Yeah, be available. Right, if you're there.
If they've got questions, tell them that.
I'll be out in the backyard.
Yeah, if you got questions, I'll be glad to answer. But if not, I'm going to get out of your way. Let you look.
Take your time.
Yes,
take your time. So again, 4 things. What we're talk about today. 4 things not to do when putting your home on the market. The first one was don't over improve. The second one is don't over decorate the house. The third one is don't hang around. And the fourth one, this one would be the hardest one for me, by the way. The fourth one is what?
It ties in with a lot of these. Don't take things personal.
Absolutely.
If they don't like your shag carpet, don't take that personal.
No, you know, not you, man.
Right? Yeah, it's not
it's
you.
The house. Right. Remember, they're not buying you; they're purchasing your house. And everyone, no matter what you do, you may do all of this.
Right.
Okay, you may do all of this, and do things the right way. Have it marketed right. Yeah. Have the perfect of everything. Have it all done the exact way that it should be done, and they still could look at you and say, I don't like the house. Right. It doesn't do this.
And even deeper, not just if they don't like your shag carpets, even if you get that offer from them and it's a little bit low, don't take it personal.
That's right. Don't take that personal. Don't let your heartstrings get in the way of doing what you actually want to do, and that is get your house sold. And a lot of times you get in that personal, we buck up real, and that would be me, you know. We buck up real fast against that and be like, well, I'm not going to do anything here. If you don't like my, house, you can go buy another.
Leave it. Yeah.
Remember, you're wanting them to buy your house. At the end of the day, we don't care what they like or dislike. As long as they give you the price that can fit into the budget that you and your family want for that house, don't worry about if they said your kitchen cabinets are ugly. Don't worry about that. Don't take that personal. Get the closing, get out, let them worry about what they're going to do with the kitchen cabinets. It fits you. This is what you got to remember. It's your home.
Right.
It is your home. It's your home right now. It's probably fixed the way that you want it, the way you need it, the way that you like it. Once it becomes someone else's home, they can do whatever they want.
That's right.
Until then, it's your house.
That's right.
It's your house. But those are just some things, again, 4 things for you not to do, for you actually to think about.
Right.
For you to not do when you're putting your home on the market. So here they are. Let's recap. Then we're going to take our second commercial break today. Don't over improve.
Right.
All right. Don't over decorate.
Yep.
Don't hang around.
Right.
You remember the last one?
Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal. Those are 4 things that we've discussed here today not to do when putting your home on the market.
We thank each and every one of you for listening to today's podcast. Tune in for future episodes by subscribing to our channel and get the latest and greatest real estate information right here on Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live, presented by Elite Realty Group. Until next time, have a great and blessed day.